Hello, sports cars fans. Ray from Philly here on this Wednesday, January the 8th, here with another episode of Sports Car Talk. I want to introduce to you in this episode a new co-host of mine. This is Mike, also known as This Baseball Card Life. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, I'm doing great, Ray. Thanks for having me. I know the last year or so we've done a lot of hobby-related chatting on the phone, and it's great to do this in a new format. So I'm excited to get started. So
Great.
yeah. So what's the sports card topic for this evening?
Well, my favorite time of the year. This is like Christmas time of the year for me. We're going to talk about none other than the Baseball Hall of Fame. New
Yeah, good
members,
boy.
new members are going to be announced on January 20th. So we're going to go over some of the candidates, chat about their rookie cards, so forth and so on.
All right, sounds great. But first, I think we should get started by kind of explaining how a player gets, eligible. How is he qualified as a player? So to kind of do that, I thought we could reference, the Baseball Hall of Fame website first, and then I'll give the mic to you, Ray, again, and you can kind of explain, what's going on. So here's the Baseball Hall of Fame election rules.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to read this verbatim, but I'm just using this as a reference, and there'll be links in the description of this video also that you can read this on your own. So go for it, Ray.
Yeah, so the BBWAA is a committee of baseball writers throughout the country that vote for players to get into the Hall of Fame. I looked at the cast of how many people are on the ballot, and there's going to the spreadsheet that you and I looked at, Mike, there's 412 ballots that have to be casted.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
definitely a lot. So
if you have the spreadsheet up,
okay,
we can take a quick look.
All right, here we go.
On the
right.
page, there you go. There's 138 ballots so far that have been casted of the 412. So it's a really good format. It shows you last year on there as to what the person that is on the ballot this year, what they got last year, and how they're standing this year, if they're increased or decreased. It also shows you what year they're in. For the BBWA, the player is eligible for 10 years, and he's got to maintain 5%. So if a player's on this ballot, and if you see anybody on here that's less than 5%, he's going to be out after this year. So it's a really good tool to look at, and you can monitor. And this changes daily, so it's a really fun format to look at to see where the player was last year, where they stand this year, and what year they're in eligibility for.
So this spreadsheet here, you see 22 different players, and today we're not going to go over all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go through the highlighted ones here that have 30% or more, and that's 11 different players. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll start up at the top with Derek Jeter and work our way down to Billy Wagner. Talk about each player and say yay or nay. Are they going to get elected in the Hall of Fame this year? So we'll start first with a profile with Derek Jeter, and this comes from baseballreference.com if you want to check this out. So obviously he's a no-brainer for us, Ray, but we'll continue to go over a little bit of his career accomplishments, show some of his stats, and then his rookie cards. So
right. The only question I guess that people are going to question about Jeter this year is whether or not he gets 100% or not, like Mariano did last year.
Yeah, 3,000 plus hits, tons of World Series rings. The list just goes on. 20 years with the New York Yankees. That surely doesn't hurt at all. So, all right. So here's his 8 rookie cards, and the one that's highlighted in red is the one that's in PSA Future Hall of Fame registry. So you'll see that kind of as a theme throughout all these slides.
Mm-hmm.
So because this SP is a lot of money, I just decided to go through all 8 of them and kind of show you kind of the prices that they're going for right now on eBay.
Right.
And I got these stats through psacard.com. So the first ones here is the 93 Bowman, Derek Jeter. And I just show the mint, near mint 8, 9, and 10 prices.
Mhm.
So we have average prices, population, and the total population.
Right.
So it's just the 8, 9s, and 10s.
Yep.
So you can see just the amazing high prices for these cards, especially in Gem Mint. You know, even being in that really overproduced era of baseball cards, it's incredible the prices.
Mhm.
So there's some Bowman stats there. And the next one we'll go is the Pinnacle card, you know, with the black borders, has lots of white chipping. And you can see that the 10s, there's only 600 of them
Mhm.
right now. Beautiful card. I like that one a lot.
And this gives
Next up-
people other
Yeah.
options besides the SP card to look at. To
Yeah.
me, any Jeter is a great Jeter to get.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's the score. Next we'll go with the select price there. And then here's the monster here, the SP. It's amazing. And you know, there's only 22 of the Gem Mint 10s in PSA form. That doesn't
Mhm.
include other graded companies like BGS and SGC, of
Right.
course. So that's incredible there. And I just like this one a lot. He just looks so young. This
Mhm.
Murphy card. And that's, what did you say earlier, is
That's the
this is the
second
sec-
biggest one. I'm pretty sure after the SP is the Stadium Club Murphy.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got the tops.
And this is one that I think everyone is going for right now, is the tops, because it's probably the most somewhat affordable Gem Mint 10 that you can get that looks good too.
Yeah, and there's 22,000 of them graded, so there's a lot to be able to find them pretty easily.
Mhm.
All right, and here's the regular upper deck. There's
Nice
that.
card. Yeah.
Yep. All right, next up. So we both have yes for Derek Jeter.
Absolutely.
So now we'll go to Larry Walker. And he was as 1 MVP, 7 gold gloves, 3 silver sluggers, 3 batting titles. And so what do you think about Mr. Larry Walker?
I think Larry Walker should get in. He's got a 300 career batting average, 1,300 RBIs. The MVP doesn't hurt. 3-time batting champion. That's like a really impressive category right there, to be a 3-time batting champion. He is in his last year. So when people go to that spreadsheet, they're going to see this is year number 10 for him. And where he stands right now is he's in second place right now after Jeter with 84.6%. So you got to get to 75%. You have to stay above 75% to get in.
Yeah.
And right now he's at the threshold. He's at 84.6.
Yep, and I was reading articles about him. I just Googled, should Larry Walker be in the Hall of Fame? And the articles that I found were really going over this WAR stat, the 72.7, which is higher than many Hall of Famers, Smoltz and Tony Gwynn even, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So here are more of his stats there. Most of his time was in Colorado and Montreal. And here's 8 of his cards, his rookie cards.
Mm-hmm.
And the leaf is the one in the registry. He also has a 1990 Bowman Tiffany and a Topps Tiffany, but those aren't considered rookie cards through at least PSA.
Right.
So here's the 1990 Leaf Larry Walker card. And when we were reviewing these slides before we hit record, Ray, tell them what you bought your Gem Mint 10 for.
I bought it last summer, a Gem Mint 10, for about $25. And when I see this now, it's going for about $105, and that's before he could get nominated in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you what Hall of Fame does to a player's value.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yep. All right. Next, we have your man Curt Schilling. World Series champion 3 times, 6-time All-Star. Yeah, talk about Curt Schilling.
Curt Schilling, the thing that sticks out to me more than anything is he's in the 3,000 strikeout club. I think there's 17 members currently. Now 18. I think Verlander got in last year. And the only two members that aren't in the Hall of Fame that are in the 3,000 strikeout club is Schilling and Clemens. So Schilling, what's held him out has been his opinions on whatever he's got an opinion on these days,
Yeah.
has kind of kept him out. But I think he's in his 8th year of eligibility right now, and he's in 3rd place right now with an 80.4%. So I think
Yeah.
he deserves to get in.
Yep. So here's a bunch of stats if you want to pause the video and check them out there. I also added this because postseason pitching and what he did, in Arizona and in Boston, bloody sock and all. I mean, that to me was, helping him definitely get in. And what did he win 4 games and lost 1 in World Series play. I mean, that's to me what got him in the Hall of Fame, along with all those strikeouts, of course. All right, so Curt Schilling has 1 rookie card, and that's an '89 Donruss card. He has this, this '80s mustache going on there. So here's the prices for his cards, which are obviously pretty affordable, and in all different grades there. All right. So, next we're going to go into Barry Bonds. Are you ready for Barry Bonds?
I'm ready.
All right. So we got seven cards here, and the Donruss rookies for your update, tops traded, regular Donruss O-Pee-Chee, which is tops up in Canada, and we have Fleer and regular tops. So the beautiful card here is 86 Fleer update, and centering and chipping on the side is huge for this set. And you can see why, and just the price. And the 9s are a lot easier to get than 10s.
Right.
By population there. So.
And that's in the future Hall of Fame set registry and PSA. That's the one they're selecting that if he gets in, will be in the post-war rookie set.
Yeah. So, obviously he has all the stats and the numbers. It's incredible. So next up we have Roger Clemens, and controversy with him, but career is undeniable. 354 wins, 7 Cy Youngs, just incredible. Here's his stats. So he had a Cy Young in 86 and then a Cy Young in 2004, and it's just incredible.
Yeah. And the 4,600 strikeouts doesn't hurt either.
Definitely doesn't. So here are the rookie cards from PSA, that is. And the 84 Fleer update is the one that's in the PSA Future Registry. That's the one I'll show right here. So a big difference in the 8s, 9s, and 10s prices. Centering is really, really tough. I've been trying to find this card and a nice centered 9 because you can see the price difference. I don't want to pay the 10 price. So just centering left to right is huge for this whole set. So all right. So next up, we got Scott Rowland, one of your Philly fans. So talk about Scott Rowland.
Well, Scott Rowland, he's in his 3rd year of eligibility. And, when I go back to the ballot here, history has shown that if a player on his 1st year of eligibility gets around, I think 35%, is a shoo-in down the road. Now, Scott, I think, got off to a start where I think he was around 15% or something like that in his 1st year. And I think last year, by what I'm seeing here, he moved up from, I think, 12 or from 13 to 17.2. Right now he's at 50.3%, which is just remarkable. Now, do I think he deserves to get in? Yes. Do I think he will get in this year? I don't think so. But he's climbing from 12% or 13% his 1st year, 17% his 2nd year. He's at 50.4 right now, or 50.3. I think he's going to teeter a little lower, but he's still going to finish around the 40s by the time this ballot's over. So he looks like he's on pace for about within 2 more years.
2 more years he's in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he played for the Phillies from what, 96 to 2002. So I'm sure that's why you're a big fan of his. So he has two rookie cards, and those are from 1995, a Bowman foil card and a Bowman's Best Blue card, and he's also not in the future registry. So here's the best photo I can find for that 1995 Bowman's Best card, and it's quite affordable, especially in a 9 form.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also a refractor version of this card that's not as rookie, but I just liked it so much. It's just a beautiful card. So I included that in the slides. So next up, we're going to go with Omar Vizquel.
Yeah.
So before we turned on the record button, we were chatting about comparing him kind of with Ozzie Smith.
Yep.
And just different generations. So if you would kind of just compare those two guys, Ozzie Smith and Omar.
Well, fielding wise, I mean, Ozzie has 13 Gold Gloves. Omar had 11. But I think Omar was a tad bit of a better contact hitter. He has 2,800 hits. I know he played a couple more years than Ozzie Smith, but overall, I still think he was. I mean, Ozzie was known for mainly strictly defense, whereas Omar was a little bit better contact hitter. Here is a perfect example of he's in his third year of eligibility now, and his first year he was at 35%. And history has shown anyone who's gotten 35% on their first year ballot has all made it in. And last year he moved up to 42%, and now currently he's at 46.2. I think that's actually going to go a little higher this year. He's on pace with Schilling, I think, right now for another 2 or 3 years. But I don't think he'll get in this year, but 2-3 years down the road, definitely.
All right. Well, that's good to hear, being an Indians fan. So appreciate that. All right. So there's all his stats. If you want to pause and look at that. And now here are his rookie cards. There's 5 of them. The Donruss Rookies, Fleer Update, Score Traded, Tops Traded, and the Upper Deck High Series card. And that's in the future registry. And this is the card here.
Mm-hmm.
So really quite affordable right now. So even in a 10, I've opened a few of these packs and boxes, and centering is a big issue for this card. So if you're looking to pick one up, just make sure it's really, really nicely centered. Okay.
As with all the upper decks, they're all the same like that too. All the upper decks.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we're going with Mr. Gary Sheffield. So 509 home runs, played for tons and tons of teams. You can see on the right, 10 different teams.
Yeah.
Won the World Series in '97, beat my Indians. I cried over that game. So here's his stats. He played with Florida, Dodgers, Milwaukee, New York, Atlanta, San Diego, Detroit, and even the Mets. Yeah. So just
great hitter, power hitter.
Yeah.
Quick bat speed. We know what's the problem here is that he's associated with the roids. There's other guys associated with roids that are a little bit worse off than him. So I think Sheffield, he's maintaining the ballot from year in and year out. He's been steadily staying on. I think where's he at right now? He's at 39.9%, which is pretty high, actually. So I think last year he finished around. It says it right here. He had 13.6%. So he's, more than tripled as currently right now. Now that could change because we still have 2 weeks left. But, he's on the rise.
Yeah. All right. So he's got 6 rookie cards, and the one that's in the registry is the Upper Deck card, just like the Omar. And I put corrected version because there's also an error of this card.
Right.
For those who don't know, the SS here is like flipped upside down for an error card, and the one you want is the corrected card, this one right here.
Right.
So, and it's obviously really affordable here. So 16 or so bucks for a 10.
That's a great card.
Yeah, it's a classic card. Yep. All right, next up we got Mr. Manny Ramirez. you knew when you watched him play, he was a Hall of Famer. It's just, again, the outside, steroids and all that is his big issue.
Right.
So we got
Last year,
stats.
he finished at 22% last year, and he's at 36.4.
Okay.
His reputation, though, I think is a little bit worse than Gary Sheffield's, because I think he had multiple suspensions towards the end of his career, which really didn't help his cause. One of the greatest right-handed hitters I ever saw in my lifetime was Manny Ramirez. Just phenomenal right-handed hitter. Hit for power, hit for average. Great hitter.
Yep. All right, so he's got nine rookie cards?
A lot.
And there's a lot of different ones. So there's a 1992 Bowman card is 532, and I'll show that in a second. He has 2 Bowman cards in 92. One of them is like a gold foil card. That's not his rookie card. So it's the fun number 532 I'll show. So he's got the Donruss rookies, O-Pee-Chee, Pinnacle Score, Stadium Club, the special edition. If you remember that, it's like came in a box. It looks like a stadium. If you remember seeing those boxes a long time ago. And he has the Topps card and a Topps micro card, which is like really, really small whole set. It looked like a little tube if you've seen those factory sets, and then a regular Upper Deck card. So here's his card from that number 532 card. So really affordable, under $20 you can get one.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what more to say about it. That's his nicest one.
Him and Sheffield are dirt cheap right now.
Yeah.
Go out and buy them, because you never know.
Yeah, never know. All right, next up, Mr. Todd Helton. So what do you think about him, Ray?
Well, I thought he was a great hitter. He's got 369 career homers. He's a 316 career batting average. He did win a batting title. I think and I could be wrong, I think what's hurting Todd Helton is playing in Colorado. And I'm wondering if the writers are taking off some of his credibility for playing in a ballpark that, let's face it, the air is thin up there. All travels a lot easier than any other ballpark. But nonetheless, he was a great hitter, home or away.
Yeah, I agree. So his rookie card is just one. This 1993 Topps traded card.
Nice and easy.
And this one right here, even $7 for a mint card. Is it $33 for a gem mint? So, yeah, his percentage in the Hall of Fame ballot going up with this card, I wouldn't be surprised to see it go up in value.
Yeah.
I also wanted to include, when I was researching this card, that there's also a bazooka version you can see behind the bat that says Easton. So when you're looking at, if you want to pick one of these up, make sure you get the regular card, which is on the right, not the one on the left.
Right.
So that's that. All right. So now we're to our last player, Mr. Billy Wagner. Tons and tons of saves. Great left-handed pitcher. So what do you think about Mr. Billy Wagner?
I think Billy Wagner is really getting mistreated while he's been on this ballot, and he's been on for quite a few years now, and he's just staying in the middle. Like, he got 16% last year. He's at 32. I think it's going to drop. It's going to be higher than 16 last year, but I don't understand why, in this era where closers are getting a lot of love, we had Trevor Hoffman and Mariano, and there's a lot of other relievers in there like Fingers and Gossage and Suter and Eckersley. Billy Wagner I thought he was the all-time leader in saves for left-handed pitchers, but he's second. But
yeah, I'll show you the slide here.
Dominating left-handed relief pitcher, dominating.
Yeah, I was surprised to see, here's the list of current saves list, and John Franco, I didn't even realize that he was above Billy Wagner. So congratulations to him. So, we got Mariano, Trevor, and Lee Smith all in the Hall of Fame right now. So
right. And a lot of guys below him that are in, like Eckersley and Gossage and Suter.
And Fingers here at number 14. Yep.
Right. There's a lot of guys below him.
Yeah. So, all right. So here are his many rookie cards. There's 8 of them. He's not in the Future Hall of Fame registry set right now. So we picked the card with the highest weight, which is how PSAcard.com ranks kind of how expensive, or help me out here with the weight. Is this just
The weight is when PSA Set Registry puts a what they call a weight on the card based on the value of the card and the rarity. They have a couple different factors that you can put in there. It's the rarity of the card, it's the value of the card, and you can go to the PSA Set Registry and look that up, and it gives you a description. But I think it's Bowman's Best has the highest weight, so that is considered the most rarest, most valuable one.
Yeah. All right, so this is the card right here. And didn't you just pick up this card? What, last year?
Last year, about $20 some for this in a 10.
Yeah, that was a steal. They're going for around 34, and there's really not many of them graded at all. So
no.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right, so now we're going to both do kind of a final tally here. So who does Ray thinks going to be elected in 2020, and then I'll answer the same. So we'll go with Derek Jeter. Your answer is
yes.
All right. Larry Walker.
Yes.
Curt Schilling.
Wow. He's at 80%, and you still got 2 weeks left. He deserves to get in. I'm going to say he's not going to get in.
Okay, not this year, but maybe in a year or two he'll get in.
He's got 2 years left, so
2 years left, so he better get it. Okay,
within 2 years.
All right. So next up is Barry Bonds.
Not this year.
No. Roger Clemens.
Not this year. No.
All right. Scott Rowland.
I
think you said 2 years.
Yeah, I think Scott Rowland's going to be in about 2, maybe 3 more years. He's at 50.3%, but he's doing really, really well.
All right. Next up, Omar Vizquel.
I think Vizquel's going to finish at around the high 50s this year, like 58%, maybe 56. Okay. And I think he's on pace with Rowland in about 2-3 years.
All right. Sheffield.
Sheffield is actually a surprise to me that he's at 39%. I think he's going to hover around that area. Might drop a couple percent, a little more. Not this year, but I think in about 4 years, I think eventually when a lot of those other guys are off the ballot, I think he will get in. Not this year.
Yeah. All right. How about Manny Ramirez?
No.
No, not for a while.
His reputation's just right now. I mean, I could see him in the Veterans Committee.
Yeah, the Modern Era Committee, and get in there in 10 years or something.
The suspensions towards the end of his career, I think, kind of killed him.
Yeah. Todd Helton?
Down the line, I think so. I think he's in like his second or third year. I could see him getting in towards the very end. Kind of guy like Larry Walker and Tim Raines a couple years ago. I think Todd Helton is going to be an end of the term, like 9th or 10th year that he'll get in, but not quite this year.
And then we finish up with Billy Wagner.
Wagner, what a disgrace. This is my biggest pet peeve on this whole list is why he's not getting enough love. Not this year, and I think he's in the middle of his ballot now. He's in like his 5th year. I think he's going to be another one like Helton where he's going to squeeze in on his very last year.
So, all right, now for mine. Of course, I have a yes for Jeter. I'm going to say yes for Larry Walker, and I think Kurt's going to get in.
I hope so.
Barely this year, and really the rest, no. They just don't have enough percentage.
Right.
Just through the history of the ballots and how they've grown. So I'll just sum it up that way. So I think 3 guys will get in, and you're with Larry Walker and Derek Jeter.
I'm with 2 guys this year. Yeah.
2 guys, and then of course Ted Simmons will be there too.
Yeah. And a couple of the other guys, we have a couple minutes. The guys below that top 11 or top 10 we did there, like Jeff Kent. He's still
Yeah.
hovering around there at a 28%. Bobby Abreu, interesting guy. He's in his first year of eligibility, and he's at 6.3%. I like to see Bobby keep at that 5% and stay in for a few years so he can get some recognition. But he's an interesting player.
Yeah. Here I put up the numbers here. So Kent, Andrew Jones, Sosa, Pettit, Bobby Abreu. So
Yep.
all right,
well, it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to January 20th is the date, 3 p.m. MLB Network. They're going to announce the guys who are voted in. It's always fun, and then just watch the cards. Whoever gets in, just look at the values like that early that morning and watch later on that night. It's just going to be remarkable. But as far as Jeter goes, I know people can't afford the SP rookie. The Topps is a good one to invest in. I'm going to be looking at a Topps this month. The Bowman's a good one. Upper Deck. Jeter to me right now is like the modern day Mantle. He was a Yankee. He won championships. That SP rookie could be, online down the road with like a 52 Topps Mantle because it's a rare card because of the condition. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, and Yankees use fan base, and of course they want his cards. I mean,
yeah, and you can't go wrong with
supply and demand.
Yeah,
yeah.
The Yankee player can never go wrong with a Yankee player.
So, all right, Ray. Well, I think that's about it for tonight. I appreciate you joining me tonight. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and I just appreciate you joining me. And for everybody that's watching, and I appreciate the support, and look into the description of the video for all kinds of links to what we are looking at tonight.
Mm-hmm. So and we'll be back with another episode. We're going to have guests on in the near future. We have people lined up for the next at least 2 episodes. We do have guests lined up.
So, all right, great. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Ray. I'll see you guys later.
Take care.
All right, bye.